Remove that. Alright. Hello, good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone the world you all are. It's your Blue Archive Gacha Whale beginner artist self-proclaimed and your boy Tosanyu. Welcome to the stream. For today I will be doing an art stream, and with that drawing like something for the channels, you know. Since, let's say on the Twitch side, the emotes I've like drawn there were like from 2021, and since then my channel contents and like how I stream, how I like also do YouTube has changed quite a lot. So with that also like how I look like, you know. So I was like thinking that I should like get to work with there, since also I can open memberships on the YouTube side, and maybe at least like something at a certain time would be like of an advantage. But not really like I did like try to do like emotes back then, but still I'm not really familiar with the kind of, how to say, logistics of that. So I like see how the current style, you know, like with the chibi, you see like on the left side some samples, that actually works. If I were just to draw illustration, it can like take about 1 to 2 hours if I'm fast, maybe 2 to 3 hours. This is my first time, but this character sheet, like this little chibi is like really familiar to draw, since I drew like often like thumbnails of them back when I have like time, of course. So we're gonna like see how this will go. I will like yap here and keep it like maybe I don't know like how long the stream will be. Maybe like about 2 to 3 hours would be like the average I would like to hold, and I'm ready to make like about 9, maybe 12, other 12, 16. Not really sure. Depends like how it will go. Not really sure how many slots do you have available. At Twitch it's like maybe 2, right? But I feel like on YouTube it can be like a lot more. So I'm gonna like see. There are also like channel badges, right? So yeah, I like see what I can do. But I think for starters, like a wave to wave is like not so bad, right? I like see how I can like make that. I hate it. I hate it. I tried to rearrange the windows, didn't work quite well. Okay. But yeah, I am like not quite ready yet, I must like say. I just like woke up a little bit ago. I feel like already so groggy. It's like about like about 1 hour roughly ago. Well, let's say like 50 minutes, yeah. Still, like, you know, gosh, my voice. It's so raspy, I didn't drink enough, didn't hydrate myself. But you know, you have to like start from somewhere, you know, like the humble beginnings. Even from level 1, it can like start like off pretty hard. And if you have already challenged in the beginning, you know, and when you master that hurdle, then it becomes like easier afterwards. Actually, you know, because you get like used to the mechanics in that game, or like in life in general, like you get used to like stuff. And then from there on, you rise, you know. That's like how it mostly goes. And if it's like some kind of movie, a film or so, it gets like pretty interesting in that regard. You know what? I'm gonna draw Smug Face first. Similar to like, you know, games, I need like to start off somewhere where it's a little bit easier. Since like emotes are like pretty small, like 112 pixels, you know, I'm gonna like work with this kind of area there. As best as I can. Somewhere like here, somewhat like this. Colorizing should not be hard, since for emotes there's like not much need for like the color depth. But you know, like regarding like difficulty spike in like games, you know, I watch like you know, I do like some sandbox games, like regarding like the watching, you know. In sandbox games there's like not really a set end goal like from the story or whatever, you know. Usually it's like up to the freedom of the player, but just for the sake of like having that end, you know, there can be like things like our last boss, you know. Like in Minecraft it's like the inner dragon. And then you have like somewhat of a new game plus, you know, after the credits, that you can like go to the end, get like elytras, or that the Nether has like a lot more things, right? There's like the next Minecraft update, that there's like more updates to the end, you know. So it's kind of like cool what they do there, you know. And what like the players would come off of that, since things like speedruns, you know, speedruns on like clearing the game are also already a thing, or like people develop mods, you know, to like put in like other fun content. I saw like someone posted on a Discord server like something from Twitter, you know, and that like JP players, you know, they put like Armored Core into that. You're not really familiar with what like Armored Core is. This is like a game published by like the Dark Souls makers, you know, and it's like about mechas, you know, like Gundam, Evangelion, you know, and when they fight each other. And you know, like how Japan is, you know, like with Godzilla versus like Gamera, or like some Super Sentais, you know, with like their gigantic mechas when they fight like against the oversized monsters, you know, like on city-sized level, you know, like having like this kind of brawl. And there it's like with mecha versus mecha, you know, it's like what a lot of like children, like me for example, like back in the days, like we're like hoping for, you know, when we have like a dinosaur on one hand and then the mecha on the other hand, then be like you know. So this is like kind of a dream, and like something like that in Minecraft, you know. Minecraft is like for free, but not for free, but the base price is like 17, you know. When if I remember correctly, it's something under 20 or like 15 bucks, 15 bucks or so. But then afterwards you have like all the freedom, you know. You can like do as much as you want. Play to a heart's content. Play like a farming simulator. You can like build a village, you know, like We get like some traders here and there, make them like to slaves or whatever, make like automated like kind of farming instead of like doing manually. You can build like castle, you can build like a small hut. You can like work humble or like build an entire empire. There are like so many possibilities out there in like playing. And there are like some challenges there, and I watched like yesterday something about Byte, like China's hardest Minecraft mod or so, and it's kind of like interesting, you know, for me, like watching like things like underdog stuff, you know, like working like from something pretty low to like to a high standard. Like what yourself up, and so that the game is like finally manageable, something like that. Things were like not mineable for them or so, and the crafting and achievement system is like also like pretty different. So it's like, yeah, it's like kind of like junk food maybe, but the thing is like there's somewhat of a storyline about like the difficulty, you know, and how you have to get used and get adjusted to like certain situations being in front of. Like things you were familiar with, like in the previous Minecraft, the vanilla Minecraft, you know, they are not working quite the same like in this mod, you know, where you have like to adjust. And because there was a language barrier, because it's a Chinese mod, and when I find things via Bilibili, you know, or something like that, like gameplay videos, tutorials, they had like to find it out on their own. Sometimes they were like, hey, what if I look in Reddit for information, you know, and I have to like to search through, but for some reason it's like pretty entertaining and getting hooked, you know. Like recently I'm kind of like more or less in this phase, because sometimes like Ludwig reaction videos, you know, like Ludwig would like come into my timeline, and then he would like watch like some Minecraft stuff, and I don't know, like I like his reactions, you know, like he's pretty genuine. And he also gives like interesting inputs there. Like he's pretty mature, but also he can get like, pretty invested, and for a grown ass man, it's kind of like, yeah, okay, let's go, you know. There are also like some sandbox like with Project Zomboid I enjoy, but the thing is like you don't really have an end goal there. Like there's nothing like an Ender Dragon or so to beat. It's just like a zombie apocalypse, and you have to survive. There are kind of like cool challenges on like handicapping yourself. 10 years after, or like that the world is like constantly in like blizzard, cyrogenic challenge or so. It's super cold, and then besides hunger, besides like the Zeds, you also have like to fight against the cold, you know, like find yourself like something warm, do like some exercises to like get a short burst of like warmth, you know, so that you don't like freeze. Making fire, you know, like get yourself in a container or something, turn on the fire, then the whole room is like, you know, it's like heated up, you know, so that you don't freeze. Something like that. There's some kind of loneliness in like Project Zomboid games, because you play like alone. There's like not really a multiplayer, and things like NPCs, like survivor NPCs, you know, are not really there yet so far, as I know. think. I'm not really sure like how this works. Just a wave, something like that. Need to make sure that it's like recognizable, but also like simplistic enough. You can't like put too many details in an emote. So a little amount of pixels to work with. To be honest, if we're like to stream a sandbox game, I really need something like a goal or challenge, you know, in order to like make it interesting enough. Else it's just like watching someone play Minecraft and then, oh, this is my farm. Also like my animals here. This is the redstone construction like built. Now I'm placing a block. Now like I use the hoe. Now I plant some seeds. Then I make sure that's fertilized. This would be like some calm gameplay, I suppose, you know. But I'm like not really sure if anyone would be interested in that, you know. I think like there's sure like a genre, you know. There's sure is a genre for that. Like in Minecraft there's for example like everything. But if I were like to challenge myself, for example, like in Project Zomboid, there are like things like traits you can equip yourself, and there are things like fitness and like strength as well that can be like built up regarding like on what traits you pick and like what kind of job, you know. There are like things like firefighters, lockpicker, cook, burger flipper is also there for some reason, and there are like also things like unemployed or so, you know, you can like really work as an underdog there, like not work but you can like play in the apocalypse as some kind of underdog, you know. And I would, if I like were to like do like Project Zomboid, you know, like do something like that. Game is like pretty realistic, you know, has like some really interesting mechanics there, like regarding hunger. And things you like would like theorize, like what could like work in real life can also like work in the game, you know. Like Zeds are not really like able to like climb or so, like ladders or like ropes or whatever, you know. They can walk, you know, they're like shamblers, you know, but they're like things like a sledgehammer. You can like work a base in the second like floor of a building, destroy like the with a sledgehammer you can like destroy like like things like constructions like easier, you know. And if you have like a base in the second like floor and then you have like rope sheeps, you know, installed on the windows or like fences to like climb up and down, you know, safely, then only thing you have to do is like to destroy like the stairs to like get to the second floor, and then no Zed will like able to reach you. And then you can like have on the roof maybe like some miniature garden, you know, like a little bit of a farm to like grow your produce. And when it rains and you have like rain collectors there, for example, then there's like your way to like a way to fertilize, to like water your crops. This would be like in a previous build. It's like not 4.2, it's like 4.1, not really sure like anymore. But like where like in the kind of game mode where there are like no NPC animals or so, right? It's just like you and the Zeds. In like this mode, this strat can work. But if you like get enough like materials, enough like weapons, you know, and especially like let's say if you ever have like a matchup against a big horde, you know, and then you have like a shotgun, it's like also like really doable. But yeah, in general, like when you play like in like Zomboid, kind of, it's like important to like not use the firearm weapons like too early. Like if you shoot, then it has like a wide range, and a lot of like aggro will be like towards you. They're gonna react like to from where the sound like comes from, since the hearing is like one thing they can rely on. And if you get like surrounded, it's like kind of over. Like the battle system like in Project Zomboid is like also something interesting there. And overall, if you play for example Apocalypse mode, the harder mode, you know, like the game mode you're supposed to play the game, like how the developers intend you to play the game, you know. There are things like stealth more recommended, you know, rather than like going the path of a brawler, like going all in with the battles. Like finding weapons is like not really like that difficult. You can like use a frying pan, you can use like things like iron pipe, maybe like things like from the kitchen, like some tools like wooden tools, you know, even like things like hammers, like from maybe like your basements, whatever, you know, whatever you have at hand. But there's also have durabilities also, so there's like kind of a limit on like what you can and can't do. No, I would like to play it at some point when I really have like nothing to do, you know. But there are like some things to do like in the gacha games like Musume or like Blue Archive. I still haven't like read the event story that came out recently like in Blue Archive. I could do that if I have like nothing else, you know. And or maybe like some Bond stories like to read. There are like many things that can be like done potentially. Well, okay, I think this is not too bad. Looks like looks like a little bit derpy and silly. Too much, but with the pixel size, with the amount on like pixels I have here, it's like the best I can like do. I need to keep it more simplistic with the hair, not too like too complicated. Can't draw like every single detail, I suppose. I think afterwards I can like include like colors. I think like it's like so far like okay. line weight I will like adjust for now. And then yeah. Okay, that was one. I'm gonna name the layer. Okay, then now comes the next one. Maybe like some thinking emote. How would I do that? Let me think. Now, by the way, I also like see that some streamers or YouTubers, you know, VTubers for example, they do like things like Discord channels, and you can like use their stickers and like emotes there as well, right? And it can be like fun to like spam them, you know, like join like server just for the emotes, okay, and then if you have Nitro, then you can use them in other servers as well, right? And it's like kind of a cool feature, you know, because like some emotes have like the certain vibe you like want, and then yeah. You know, the smug emote would be already good enough for that, but I think like let me adjust that. I'm not quite happy with that how that looks. The smug. It's just like a zoomed in face. Something like that. It looks like I want like to have the energy of like that you can feel offended by that, you know. Charlie, I don't like this picture. It smugs offends me. Only like for short bursts of like energy. Only a short burst of energy. That can be like effective enough. How do you make this effect, you know, like when you press your face against the window or so? Like things like that. Let me check. I can like check for other emote artists like for references for that. I think they're all uploaded on this database. Let me see. Ah, yeah, okay, I found it. Okay, I can include something like shadows in here. Ah, okay, I send. I have to work with like colors to make this work. I can like include here some blushes here, for example. Will I have to erase that later on when I like apply the colors? But I can make this work. Okay, that's like 1. We have 2. What about the badges? How many levels are there that I like set on Twitch? Let me like check for that. How can you like check that? Your rewards? Emotes? They are like bit tier emotes, huh? Interesting. But how could I translate that into YouTube? Like the question for me. You can input like... What? Can have 5 open slots in tier 1 subscriber? And then free emotes, standard emotes, allow emotes. Can also be 5. Oh, you can have like 10? 11? Interesting. Not really quite sure about like things like community stuff. But yeah, let's something like badges. We think like about 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, and like 4 different levels. I would have to make it really simplistic though, but let's focus first of all on the emotions, I would like say. How do I do this? Yeah, like also the PogChamp, right? PogChamp was like pretty popular. Not that I like know how to draw that, but it would be like funny to have like that. Whenever like something cool happens, or like whenever I do like epic fail, then you can like use that and be like, oh, you know. And then you can like post this one in case of like I kinda mess up, you know. Or you know, what is Pro talking about when loading? I probably can like include like the YouTube loading in there, you know, the YouTube loading PNG. So that you have a kind of a sign, okay, I couldn't like convert that information, you know. You're kinda like, what is Pro talking about? What is Pro talking about, you know? And something like that effect, you know. And probably have to, like to work with color for that to make like look better. If I were like in black and white, that's like all I would do, but manga, emote stuff doesn't really work well, or like things like RPG Maker stuff. Like if you're really talented like with pixel art, then you can like make something work there. But like with sprites, not really, you know. Need to make use of all the pixels you can. I followed and support like an indie project. Like, you know, fundraising more or less. and they use like things like RPG Maker. And then they have also the Discord, you know, where you can like follow their kind of progress. But when I look like through the emotes, they're like the sprites they like used, you know, are like not quite the best. It's like kind of at you know, okay, because they're like small, you know, they're a small team and everything, but just in terms of viability for like, you know, like to have like something expressive, like not the best. Like, you know, have to like make use of like the whole pixels, you know, to like include a face rather than like a full body. Mr. Yu, I'm here. Hello Kotomi, welcome to the art stream. I'm trying like some channel emotes. Welcome, welcome. I know I'm just like doing all the sketches, you know, like colorless. Just have like to little bit brainstorm and like collect what I can. You know, if you have like some related suggestions on like what you want to have in there, you can feel free to. Since I'm like drawing myself for the most part here, it's gonna be pretty quick. I haven't like thought anything about like a channel emote yet, not channel emote, channel mascot yet, to be honest, you know, like let's say like not only kinds of a mascot, but like, you know, like the faces of you gamers, you know. I kind of like tried that on Twitch, but didn't really like the idea like after thinking about a few years. I saw the results from the fan art from yesterday. It was very cute. Hey, thank you. Well, I was not really quite done when I was like trying it on stream. But I did like things like lightning effects then afterwards. Look like what I can do to make it look better. And I'm like happy with the results. It's like nothing like 10 out of 10, you know, but it was like pretty good from what my pretty good and like better than my past works. Like when I go like a little bit more all out, so that looks like, you know, something you could expect like from a average Twitter artist or so. But I'm not like sure if I can like do that all the time. Like on stream I'm like pretty slow. But yeah, regarding the emotes, you know, I like will try like what I can do there. I probably have like to draw a new banner as well, maybe like a new profile picture. But to be honest, with profile pictures, I'm pretty loyal to like my old stuff. I don't know. I'm not quite the kind of guy who's like switching their Discord profile picture, for example, like every 2-3 days. I'm pretty loyal. I haven't like changed mine in like years, for example. Same like goes like for other social media stuff. But it's like not like that every single social media account that I like run has like the same profile picture, like that they all have like, you know, that they all use the same. Drawing myself is pretty easy. But my kind of drawing style also like changes a little bit, you know. The face is a little bit more smaller, not so like wide and bloated. Yeah, it's like has like a little bit less volume, but also like still pretty big. Like haven't like noticed that much, you know. The first time like drew like this little dude here, like in the bottom right, was like about the end of 2022 or so. And actually you do make little progress here and there. Like it's not noticeable. Love the face? It's so relatable. Yeah. Sometimes you are like in this mode and be like, what the heck is dude talking about, you know? I'm gonna include some things like colors there as well, you know, to like make this effect here. I could include like our YouTube loading PNG like in the top, you know, like this loading sign. Kind of like processing what the F happened like right there. But if you have like some suggestions like what you want like as an emote, I could like think about and include it maybe, you know. Have like about like I think I'm pretty fast here, so could be like maybe like 16 or so, but also need to like think about like things like channel badges, you know, in case this will be like a thing, will probably be a thing, yeah. Maybe like POC face, but not really sure how to draw that. Let me like try. Oh, you should do that one emote some people have where the character are like excited with star eyes and stuff. Star eyes. Excited emote. Let me check, maybe I have like some emote I can like recycle or like take as reference. Let me like go through my archives. Actually it's not to end by like 2021. 2022, it was like around the end of like 2023, so like about 2 years ago, where I like drew my PNG tuber. This little guy here in the bottom right. I think like about that in terms of like exciting, you know, kind of like looking upwards, making like this face when like a little bit steam comes out of their mouth when they make their hands like to fists, you know, something like that. Like it's not like this boring ass star kind of face and where it's like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe this can work too. Oh yeah, cute. But I think I include little colors, you know, like regarding the steam that blows out of the nose, you know. Maybe include some sparkle effects as well, you know, like besides like the steam. It looks cute that way with the little stars you added on the sides. Yeah. I'm gonna like see if I have actually space for that, you know, like with 412 pixels you can like only do so much. And if I like if I make it even like smaller, you know, can you... Actually the energy is like quite there. The weakest so far is like the wave one. Maybe I can make it more excited, you know. But I maybe look like for references, you know, what I can like take there to make it look more excited. But yeah, how was your day overall? You were like pretty late up, you know, like the stream before, just to like be present and like have a part like in the live stream. I for myself can't like do much anymore, you know. I'm like pretty aware like on which time I should like go to sleep, since I want like to take care of my circadian rhythm, you know, like to fall asleep around the same time every day, so that and like wake up like around the same time, so that your rest is like really restful, you know, that your sleep is like restores you like fully, like quality sleep, you know. At some point you won't need like the alarm clock anymore, you know, something like that. That you can like wake up on time. I woke up a bit late to make sure I could stay up right now. I sleep enough. Well, take care of yourself, you know. Also, like, besides sleeping, you know, eat well, you know, get the nutrition you need, like proteins, veggies, you know, some carbohydrates, you know, like. I kind of like pay attention right now when I like, before I consume that. I do like rice, for example, but it takes like a little bit preparation, you know. Like, you have to wash the rice and then like put in the rice cooker, like I do that in my case. And then it takes like 30 minutes or so. Sometimes I don't have the time for that. Sometimes go for instant noodles, but I not really like go like cook hot water and then like do it like that. I do like fried noodles or so, and then make sure, okay, I need proteins, let's put some egg in there, you know, or like anything like meat, you know, and then make sure they're like veggies, okay, I have onions, you know, something like that. And it can like work something. It can like work somewhat, you know. And to be honest, the more time you spend like away from the screen, you know, the better actually it can like be. Like I had a little bit of a headache after like finished a drawing like on Kanata like yesterday. And then I needed to eat and I had nothing like ready, so I spent like a little bit of time in like the kitchen, so like about 50 minutes or so. And then like and by the time I was like my head was like more free, more restored. Like the mental damage I like got. Like, I don't know, like mental damage I say, but the thing is like also like, if I look too long at a screen, you know, and I don't like move in a long while, like I'm like sitting, you know, it's kind of like you know, for me. Not needing alarm to wake up sounds crazy. I try my best to cook simple things. I'm too lazy to take much care of that. Yeah. I think it's understandable, like you have only so many hours in a day. Delivery can also be like a thing, you know, when they already made it for you. It has like the needed like stuff. When you like look at what it contains, you know. But it's like a little bit expensive. For me, I make sure that not only it's like cheap, but also like I'm like along away from the screen as much as possible. When I go like to the bathroom, for example, I make sure to not like take my phone with me most of the times. Sometimes when I'm like in the middle of a session, like gaming session, then I do take it with me for some reason and then continue like there. Sometimes I do see this phenomenon, you know, like with my little siblings, like back in the days, that they would like take their smartphone with them in the bathroom. I see them walk in, and then they don't get out for like 30 minutes or so, and we be like, hey, how big is this dump you like taking, you know? Shouldn't you get out at some point? And then when you are like, you know, a little bit persistent there, hey, I need to get into the bathroom too, then, you know, they're gonna leave, but But yeah, screen addiction can be like quite something. And you waste more time when you actually, you know, need to. Still, it sounds like you're making effort. Yeah, the thing is like, there are not enough hours in a day, you know? And the thing is also, yeah, you want to cost out every moment, you know? That's like why you take your phone with you or so. Like you can do multiple things at once, but your brain needs a break. Your brain needs a break. Not only via sleeping, you know, but to make your brain like work properly. Like I talk like about how cool it would be like if I had a super brain, but no one has that, so it's like more and more important to like you know, be aware of the HP bar of like your brain actually, you know, to like function. Sometimes we don't like notice that, you know, especially if we don't have enough sleep. That we get like worse at like processing information. Life is too short. Yeah, it's... But I think it's like okay, you know. It would be like not that optimal. I say like optimal, but let's say it's not a nice thought if we are like immortal or so, you know. Like for some reason life is like limited to a certain amount of time. And one lifetime is like not enough to like experience everything in the world, you know. We can't be like the doctor, lawyer, multimillionaire, president, content creator, superstar, actor, singer, idol, whatever like in the world, you know. If we want something, even if it's like one thing, you know, we're gonna stick to that also. Like we can't be like everything. This would like destroy the purpose of like a society, you know. This would like destroy the purpose of like teamwork, you know. And things like power, friendship, or whatever, you know. But it can be like a little bit overrated, yes, but I guess it kinda makes like sense somewhere that we have limited time, we have limited power, we can't like do everything on our own, you know. We need like something of our team. Like, I mean, I can't stream alone, but I can stream alone, yes. But certain things are like impossible to do without like viewers, you know. Like there will be no back and forth. I will not get experience on like talking with an audience, for example, you know. If you play a multiplayer game and then you don't have like a team ready, you know, you're like playing with no one but yourself, it also like, you know, you don't get like to see the full experience, for example. Like if everyone can like solo the world, if everyone can like sustain themselves, you know, like everyone's like a hunter, everyone like we don't need a supermarket or so. It could like go out in a battle royale or so, whatever, you know. Being too independent would be bad for the general society. MMO without a team is not possible, yeah. Like some people are not fighters, you know. Some people, they don't want to hurt other living beings, you know. It's also the thing. Some people are like that. Maybe because they lived their life long enough to like see that violence is like pointless, you know. They see like that's like more, you know, some people have like this developed like beliefs. Some are like born in like a really violent environment, you know, where they see like, okay, I have to like fight every day, I need to assert dominance, you know, to not get hurt, you know. It's like kill or be killed, or like hurt or be hurt, you know. something like that. And they're like people like that who can like take the initiative and some who don't, you know. They're like young people, they're old people, some have experience, some have not, you know. And then not everyone can be a leader, for example, you know. Everyone, and I for myself, I do know my place. I would sacrifice a lot of things, like if I were to like take such roles. It's like one of the reasons why I don't like have a Discord server opened, since this would be like too much work for me. Like I already have to channel my real life work, and then maybe some archive club to run as a leader, and it's too much work. It's too much pain. So I see like why some people like have like a moderator, and I'm not really sure like how the logistics are like there. They do it like voluntarily for free, or if they actually like payment if they like turn out to be really reliable. Like, I guess like if they're really reliable, I would like pay them as well. But first of all, I need to make sure, do I make an earning for YouTube, you know, or like Twitch? Like with Twitch, yeah, but it's like not much, you know, so it's like not really like, I don't really make money, to be honest. The emotes here, well, you need money to like use them, right? But if you're on Twitch side, you can use them for free. Like if you're just a follower, I guess like I can like unlock 5 slots or so. Need to make sure that I have like that ready. Moderating a server is a ton of work without getting paid. Yes. Like, if you like the community, you know, you can do that for free. And then some people have like Nitro, and then they like, okay, let's boost the server, you know, something like that. Which is like also pretty nice. And then there are like things like more emote slots, animated stickers, you know, whatever, right? It can be like quite cool. Like this can be like a way to like pay, but at the same time, Wait, I could join a membership to use the emotes here. Yeah, well, I don't know, let's see. I think like if it's just emotes for now, I can set it to the lowest price. It's maybe like under $3 or so, under $3. But if I get myself like the ASMR device and like have enough practice, then I would like maybe keep it around $5 each month or so. I like gonna see, you know, how the logistics will work out for that. I like ASMR myself, you know. I gotta like see how this actually like works. That would be so nice. Yeah, of course it would be. So there would be the stars. I would like include like a little bit closer in the image, you know, like within the square, and also like the steams stuff like on the nose. We're gonna keep it like there as an afterthought. So far it seems like pretty weak though. The wave is also like kind of weak in energy, but gonna like see what else I can do. Maybe like draw a second hand for the wave. Like some kind of after image. How many emotes are you making? I think I like 16. So like 12 more. I've drew like 4. I can like draw 12 more. We're like about 1 hour in. I'm like a little bit slow since I'm like also like yapping, but like in the span of 1 hour, like 4 is like not bad, I suppose. Like everything 50 minutes like to brainstorm and then like to actually like put in action, you know. But to be honest, like the first 10 minutes I was like only yapping. Maybe add the lines more close to the head, like the excited thing is you have the fan art from the left. Yeah, I'm gonna like when I do the colors, you know, I don't want like to put it in there for now. Like I know like how this will work here. Just an afterthought. This can like work out, but I need like colors for that. Not adding for now. I'm thinking like I'm gonna complete the line art first and then I'm gonna do the colors and then alt once or so. Something like that. Wave looks adorable. Yeah, but the energy for me is just like the weakest. It is like working for now. We're gonna like see if I can make it like look more excited or so. Like maybe with the body language like leaning more forward or so. Just like standing still and then like, hey, you know, just like casual, you know. But I'm like a little more happy person like on stream, I suppose. Like my stream energy is like kind of like that. You know, like your stream, you on stream and then you in real life can be like different, but sometimes I bring like the streamer energy like in real life, but it can also be like kind of like whack, you know? When people don't know you by that personality, then yo, Tosan, what the hell is up with you? You're like so different now than what do you mean? I'm always like that, you know, but of course they don't know, you know? People who know and people who don't know. What do I do next? I have this mug face already. How about 07? Or maybe badges. Are we getting PogChamp, Tosan? Oh, you want PogChamp. I was like thinking about it earlier. Not really sure like how you would do that. But in any case, hello 8, welcome to the art stream. I'm trying like some channel emotes for later in this month. Like I think like I will open like later this month. And I'm preparing like something here like right now. Welcome, welcome. If you have some more suggestions related to like you know, this topic, feel free like to drop them and I can like see if I can like include that. I will be first membership. Cool. For now I can't like offer much, you know, expect like the emotes, you know. But if my financial situation will like look better. I'm also like waiting for some discounts, you know. Like on Black Friday it was like nothing, you know. That's kind of like sad. You know, I'm looking like for those kind of devices, you know, that are like long. They have like a standee and then like some ears attached to that, you know, those ones. And they cost like around 300 or so. There are also like the dummy heads versions, you know, that look like a head, you know. And they have like ears there, but they are like 10k or so worth or so. I can't afford that, obviously. There's also the fish pork, right? Where I have that the O face. But if I were just like to... I don't know. Let me check pork face, Google. This is now just out of memory. PogChamp. It looks like that. There's also the fish PogChamp. This looks so cursed. If I were to try that in the chibi version. Doesn't work quite well. see the like the lips. Then it's like open. It's like with a duck face. Nah, doesn't work quite well. Let me look at the fish PogChamp. Well, I would be like happy if you were like the first ones, but don't feel obligated to. But if you feel like thankful about like content I like do, feel free to, you know. Maybe more circular open mouth, I think it would fit a chibi. Yeah. I'm looking like the fish PogChamp for now. Regarding that. Like see if I can implement something like that. Oh. Also is so big. The lines. You know? I mean, I like to use emotes all the time, but the things like I use are like pretty generic, you know, like a thumbs up, a handshake, and like sparkles. Maybe like the pray emote. I'm not like the kind of guy who uses like faces too much. I say like crying emoji. This was maybe like one of the few I like used very often. I could like use like some combinations on like emotes I use as an emote idea, you know, but yeah. How about I like to use cow emoji on some occasions. Yeah, they're like pretty cute. Like the art style, you know, like for the chibi is like kind of based on like cow emoji for myself. I told it like when you like remember I sometimes talk about that. Or when we make a fish tosan. But not sure like how you would do that. That looks like already super deformed, you know. So the mouth begins here. And then something like that, but it would like ruin the whole eyes things. So yeah, I don't think this will work. That's why I thought your chibi was cute the first time I saw it. Thank you. Usually I didn't stream all the time like that. I was just thinking there was like mismatched energy from like how I talk and how I look like, you know. But when I like change it up, now the energy is mismatched again, you know. I'm talking like my natural voice is like pretty calm, you know. And doesn't like really fit the appearance, but I'm like here right now, you know. So I'm gonna roll with that. But if the budget is like a bit higher, you know, would like see, well, if I have more time, of course, I could like make something like what most VTubers like do, you know, like for live 2D. Then I'm not like, for the most time, like static with my emotions. Let me so no PogChamp. Actually, I did like something like that. It was like one of my most popular live streams. I did like a certain expression. I drew like a certain expression. This is like not quite a PogChamp, but it can like work. Crying emote? Yeah, the crying emoji. Like sobbing, you know. Like I just inputted like on myself the crying emoji. Looks like that. But there's also like normal crying. Something like that. Obviously I need also update on my PNG tuber, you know. There's like not enough what I have on Mercenary. But it's like nice to like think to like invest a little bit into what you already have built up, you know, like upgrade it a little bit, you know, or like just add like more options. Like I do like see when like things like that get added like naturally, you know, and then it's like, hey, that's like new, you know. Maybe like new profile picture is also like kind of a beginning there. Okay, it's the closest I can do a PogChamp. I will like draw it for now. Sketch it for now, more or less. But by the way, the sketch is already clean enough for like emotes, so yeah. Upgrading stuff but keeping the same feeling is like refreshing, yeah. It's like not quite changing everything, you know. But I would like to update, for example, like my background and have like maybe a karaoke room or something like that, you know. And maybe like different layouts depending on like if I play a game, if I do a satsudan, you know, maybe like the waiting room, you know, like the loading screen start. I could like change. I like the ending already, but not like quite the start. I was like thinking maybe on like commissioning someone, but at the same time, when I draw myself, I have like, you know, like when you can draw, you know, when you are the one who's capable of drawing, then it's like you have, it's the power, decision power and drawing power, like how you want things to be like implemented is all up to you, all up to yourself. And it's like, you know, it's a starter hand I would like, it's like something I would like to use. Karaoke room would be cute. You should do a like stick emote for karaoke streams. Yeah, I could do something like that. Yeah, commission takes a bit away. Like, I'm not worried about the money, really. If I put my mind to it, if you put your mind to it, you can do everything, by the way. Like, everybody can like learn drawing nowadays. Since we have like internet. Internet is a powerful tool, by the way. But it depends on how you use it, you know. Most people don't use it the right way. And are like screen addicted, and they are like, you know, which is like kind of normal because the apps nowadays are like video platforms. They are getting really good on like optimizing that so that there's a lot of screen time spent on like the apps, you know, so that they get bigger numbers and it looks better for the shareholders, something like that. They don't really think about us, you know. They like think about the numbers. It's like number monkey. I kind of lost it, kind of lost my train of thought. I don't know what I talk about anymore. My short-term memory didn't work in the moment. But I guess it's really like proven, like if you don't continue the topic for like about 20 seconds, you lose like, you know, you lose it. I notice how you space out. Yeah. My default is just like I smile, you know. In real life I'm like kinda like that too. When I'm like not sure, I'm kinda like I'm just smiling, you know. And to be honest, you're more approachable if you smile. And you kinda like give kind of the safety, you know. Everything's fine, you know. Don't have to worry. It was like, oh, we lost him. Yeah. Well, it's not like in the sense that I'm like getting angry and then you can't get me back, you know. I'm like consumed by like darkness or whatever. But it's just like, yeah, where are we? Ari? Dokiro no. Ari? Maybe something like that. You know, like this one kind of meme where there's an audience, you know, like 4 guys who are like hyping, cheering. And then there's also a frame where they're like just like totally uninterested. So I think like I take like this energy if like for they combine like those two, like my best attempt on that PogChamp and then like the gestures there. And maybe like including some speed lines. I would need to have to make it smaller, but it can work out. So much for brainstorming on like the PogChamp thingy. Concealed by Darkness, the Dark Reunion. Let's say I'm kind of like out of the phase at all, you know. To like get edgy and everything. Kinda like too old for that now. But when I was like younger, man, you can get really like edgy, you know. You have like a little bit of the main character syndrome, you know, when you think like the world revolves around you. And if the world's against you, then you're gonna fight back or something, whatever, you know. And that's kind of edgy like stories. For example, like Rising of the Shield Hero kind of. But I like kind of the beginning, like the first few episodes of Rising of the Shield Hero, and then yeah. And it was like ready to like explore like really dark topics. But at some point it like lost the right kind of pacing. And yeah. And I'm glad that it looks like a little bit similar to that meme. There I probably have like to work with colors to like make it like really expressive. For now it can do the job as a placeholder, but yeah. Having a young mindset is being free, but regretting decisions later in life. Haha. Yeah. Like you're cringe, you're free, but is it really like the right thing to do? This is like the thing that as a youngster you don't really know what is wrong, what is right. Sometimes you believe in your own kind of justice, you know? And there are like many people like that on social media where you can't like win a discussion against, you know? But it's like fine to like not to win the discussion at all. Like it's a lose-lose situation at this point. But the difference is like you can save your face, take the small L, or you're gonna split to the same level and then take the bigger L, I suppose. Especially if you're like an adult or like older than them, mentally at the very least. Yeah, it can look like pretty bad. You know, that no side is like really right. For my case, I try to like, I see like the boundaries on like what I can say, what I cannot say, more. I think like streaming helps me with that. I remember how cold I was and I cringed. I really didn't know how to stop being so shy. Shyness can be like kind of a break, you know? That can stop you to like steep low. But having like the experience, awareness is more helpful than, is more of a help of a break. But in order to get experience is either you mess up yourself or you learn from the people who came before you, you know? There are like enough things on the internet you can like look up to and look up for, right? Information. Yeah, now I got like my train of thought back, you know? You can use the internet, you know, to advantage, or you get like consumed by the internet. Like, you know, it's like power that you can use if you take it in small amounts, or yeah, okay, I got it. It's like kind of interesting. I never saw it like that way until now, to be honest. I kind of have like a hunch on like how to use it, but now I kind of like, yeah, can like put into words. So it's like more understandable for now. Yeah. A lot of times those kind of things come like up in anime or so, or like in stories I read. But I never like truly understood what it meant, since there was like not really like real life reference to that, you know? It's like not relatable at all, you know? Like saving the world, joining with your friends and whatever, you know? And like defeating the big demon lord. Because in real life, you know, we have no enemies really, you know? Like the thing. And then what does it mean to get consumed by power? That you lose control? Ah, internet. Oh, then yeah, oh, okay. Yeah, I understand now. Oh, man, I've been a fool for a long time. Something like that, you know? It's like kind of like in this kind of meme, you know, where there's like this kind of you know, how do you get better at it? Just get good, man. Then it's like the Drake who's like, ah, man, you know, like I kind of have like this reaction right now. Yeah, angry emote. I guess we need that sometimes. I'm pretty good at like drawing those kind of emotions, you know, like I like to draw like something like that, or like things like despair. I have like kind of the angst face, like more or less like back in the days when I was like drawing in my notebooks, you know. Sometimes I have like those kind of phases. But nowadays I don't really like draw it much, you know. Since I also like matured somewhere mentally. Totally, that meme is so real, yeah. Like every day you learn like something new, to be honest. Like now today I learned like something new. I have like experience, I have a little bit of wisdom, but you know, you never like are truly finished in life regarding like learning stuff. Like one lifetime is not enough, yes, but that's like fine, you know. Some people, other people are like able to teach you stuff, you know. Like I don't know things about, let's say like My Little Pony or so. Or like I'm not that deep in that cars kind of verse. Some things are better not known, you know? But, you know, it's like that. Some people like read Metamorphosis. I didn't yet. If you know what I mean, if you know what that title is, or where it comes from. I'm not sure if it's good on you. But yeah. What do you mean you're not deep in the amazing artistic lore of the Cars, the movie? Like, I watched like the movie, you know, for example. But I don't quite understand why do like people like, you know, draw fan art of like some VTubers, for example, in Cars thing. Is it just because it's funny? Or is there like some deeper implication, you know? Is there like freaky side like with My Little Pony, you know? That some people like thirsting or fairies or whatever, you know? That there's like actually a dark side behind there. Like, for now it's like the tip of the iceberg for me. But I don't know, is there a deeper layer? And how dangerous and freaky is that, you know? To like dive deep into that. Similar like with like the Metamorphosis, like Doujinshi. I heard like it broke the mind of like some people. And when I like see like things like alternative like endings, you know, that they do like the JoPro, like with JoJo, Bizarre Adventure, that they fix and help that girl, something like that. Like some horrible things happen with her, so just like a wrong decision in life, also wrong path. And yeah, Mr. Yu is not true man of culture. Most of the cast fan are for laughs. Ah, I see. Well, I'm cultured to some extent, but I'm not that deep in. Maybe it's like good to like not know everything, you know? Like, knowledge is power, but don't get too much knowledge, you know? It's like with internet as well. Don't dive too deep. Don't be like Helios who like flies too close to the sun, right? The thing is like, to be honest, I don't know like where the limit is, you know? I think most people don't know. We don't know how the world looks like when we are dead, you know? Like nobody really can tell the story, you know? Like if you're dead, you're dead. I had like some kind of stories with like people who were like cold sleep, you know? And they told their experience, but you can also die in cold sleep, more or less, you know? I'm like a wise old bearded man about niche and related lore. Yeah. Like I think like we all are that. As a specialist in a certain field, you know? Oh, sleepy emotes. Yeah, I can do that. Let me think. Is it just sleepy or like falling asleep? I think both work. Normally the OS are like always open, you know? But it's also like a kind of face I like to draw, since it's still the Kawamoji kind of a field. Maybe a nodding one, like with the ZZZ sign? Yeah, with like the nose bubble, right, as well. Then the hair and everything. Maybe no mouth, but the nose bubble. I'm gonna like see how this looks like, you know, just like from the sketch version. I appreciate like the suggestions. You're my greatest warrior out there. And then maybe... Yeah, actually I was like thinking about like napping on a desk, but I think like this knot here is also good, and then I include like with colors like those bubbles there. Yeah, maybe like a ZZZ. Something like that. You're the one drawing. I'm the greater warrior, me. You're the one drawing. Well, the thing is like I have like ideas too, but sometimes two minds work better than one, right? Two minds in general like work better than one. Even if we like just... If we each have like one... Like 2 brain cells, you know? 4 brain cells, like they work together pretty well. But to be honest, I'm like using one for like drawing. Okay, I'm using the other like for talking. Okay, my brain cells are occupied. I can't like do much. Yeah, blanket around the chibi. And just make that bigger then. Two brain cells? You might be exaggerating. We form one brain cell together. Oh no, we are doomed. I thought teamwork is like... Power friendship is like what really matters, you know? Because one guy can't do everything alone. We can't... Like one guy can't like one-man army everything. There's like a reason why we need more people, right? I never saw a company run by one person, to be honest, yet. And be successful. Yeah, something like that could like work. The sleepy energy is like there. Some things I have to erase, like the ZZZ and like and replace with colors, but it likes work so now. And then like this one, yeah. Love it so much, yeah. I appreciate that you like it. But when we go like from this cute emote then like to the other derpy ones, it's like kind of like, yeah. It's like the best you can like have there. I think it's just a contrast like between the energy of like those. But yeah. Let me like do an excited emote, like I can like erase it afterwards, I guess. The sleep emote's gonna be my most used one. Yeah, I'm like pretty sure of that. Still that I think out of border, but I think this can be used if I ever find someone who can moderate me at Discord server. Where you have like the full resolution also, more or less. We could make something like that. I think it would be a waste to like cut those parts here off, you know. Or like some of those. But I'm gonna like see logistics, you know? How much does it cost, like, to get a moderator, you know? What do I do next? Let me see. I have ideas. Sobbing emotes, yes, sobbing emotes. Crying emotes. Let's do that. Getting a Discord server is a risk. Yeah, there can be like bot spams, you know? And then you need like a certain amount of like people who are like ready to like help. How do I do this though? Do I go like for the ooh, or like something different? Also like low sticks. I have to like think about how to implement that. Like if I do it like that. Ooh. Yeah, gonna like see how this works. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I kinda stylized it myself. Yeah, okay, it can work, yeah. It does work. First of all, I need more balance, like, with the sketch. It's like a little bit hard without. Okay, if you find it like good like this, then I can implement it like that. It's like a little bit of feedback. Something like that, yeah. And then there are like the tears. And then the funny mouth form. And here. Maybe like a little bit of shiver. Could also go for a nerd emote, right? Actually. How do you do that? No, that's a rabbit thief. But shiver's a good idea, yeah. It's pretty fast, like to draw in like this form, like in this kind of chibi kind of style. So we can like brainstorm like pretty quick, you know, have like some kind of sketches here and there. It's like the kind of, yeah, it's kind of the best ways to like to use like chibi style. Maybe a nerd emote with those shiny glass from anime. Oh, like all according to Keikaku Dori. Like this, right? Where it's like completely white. Yeah, oh gosh. Yeah, we can do it like that. Okay, we have that. I'm gonna see if I can like adjust a little bit. Make it a little bit smaller. Yeah, this can work. Nerd emotes, or like Keikakudori, yeah. Sub. I'm leaving like the folders for now. Confuse emote maybe? I'm just brainstorming before the sleepiness claims my brain. Okay. We have like on the list the Keikagudori, things like confused. You can kind of like use that already. It's like the loading kind of thing. Brain fart. And you're just like trying to like process what Pro that just said. But yeah. Let me see. I can do like a close-up. I could draw a different version, of course, but we're gonna try to, like, to capture as many different energy modes as possible, I suppose. I think this would be like a good move. Then we have different variations of like Tosan emotes. Okay, how would I draw the classes? When you look at my profile picture for the YouTube channel, right? I wear glasses. Usually those are like those with the rectangle like shape, like really thick frames, like Eisen from Bleach, right? I kind of like those glasses. The form of the glasses makes like what look like really. This makes one look really kind, like Superman, like in real life, you know, also like wears those kind of glasses. And I kind of like those kind of vibes, you know, they give up from that. Those glasses look cool on shows or anime, but in real life I haven't seen much people that can pull them off. To be honest, currently I'm like wearing, you know, I'm wearing such glasses and... well, it would be like self-glazing, so let's not say anything about that. Like if you can only take my word for it, it's like not much of proof I can like give there. But yeah, in like drawn form you can like pull it off. In real life, it depends really. But to be honest, when I like, see Japanese people like that, you know, and they have like the typical anime protagonist hairstyle, I do think they look kind of, you know, it does work. And if their voice, mostly it doesn't fit, but no, if you just look at them, you know, like just visually, you know, not listen to their voice, it does work somewhat. Some seiyus, I think, pulled that off somewhat too. Like they're like voice actors, you know, that have also somewhat of the similar hairstyle, like not the color, but you know, like the shape of the hair, and then like those glasses. Maybe make the glasses bigger. Let me do that. Of course, but it's because it's you, Mr. Yu. I'm talking about normal people, not cool, awesome sauce people. Am I awesome? Am I cool? Nah, I think you're more cool, you know, to even stick around with someone like me. Like, not many people can do that. Like, you're even sacrificing your sleep, you know? Actually, not sacrificing, you even like adjusted your sleeping schedule just for me. I think that is cool. I mean, I did that too back in the days, like when I was like watching whole live myth VTubers, you know? But obviously, it's like when I had a lot of free time, this was like no problems, but nowadays I can't do that much anymore. And also I have also like things I like want to do, like watching animes and such, you know. Sometimes it could be like okay when like they plan to do a watch along, you know, like some VTubers I like watch. And then I can like watch animes I haven't watched before with them, or like movies, you know. It can be also like quite interesting. Or I have like a favorite movie and then I want to see what's the opinion of that movie, you know. Or some do like, I don't know, like Barbie watch along. So this is just like for the funs, you know. I don't think like Barbie has like much of lore also. For example. Watch alongs looks cool and I watched one, yeah. It can also depend if you have access to the movie or like anime series, you know. Some people don't. What do you mean Barbie has no lore? At least like from what I saw like in television, you know, like when they're like the ads for like those dolls, you know, the Barbie dolls. It looks like it has no lore. But not much of lore, you know. I'm like probably wrong. I could be wrong. You need to get culturalized urgently. Yeah. Now yeah, I expose myself like on how little knowledge I have about the world. Like everyone has flaws, right? I'm not perfect. I'm not Mr. Awesome. Definition of awesome sauce. How do I make this work? Maybe like with lighting a little bit? Yeah, I put a lot more effort into there now. Let me see. Transform. This looks so detailed compared to like the other ones. Yeah, lighting will have to make it. Like, I can't like shade really much in this kind of phase. I think like I drew too many hair. I drew too much hair. It's like about less than more. Yeah. I like to draw detail, but on emote it will not work that well. I have to make it more simplistic. Let me do that. Somewhat symmetrical. Does work. Okay, let's there was the idea about confuse, but we have like something similar already. Okay, cuck. Light sticks, right. How do I do this? There was like this excited thing, right? I have one more idea. But I don't know if I can pull it off. Scared emote or surprise, I guess? Scared? Okay, I have an idea already. Nah, I'm not really sure. Even shivering as well. But it's not really clear enough. It's cute, but yeah. But anyway, tonight was very fun too, Mr. You had tons of fun with you. Hope the rest of the stream goes well for you. Good night, good night. Yeah, have a good night. And thank you for the suggestions. Sleep well. Okay, this can work. And use body language for that. How do I do this? This can work. I'm logged in. Usually when I don't talk for a while, it's like because I'm focused. I think like the previous version was okay. This one here was okay. I don't need to draw hands for that, I think. Need to draw as little as possible. You know? When being able to create something like games for example. You have like a lot of power there. And also the freedom if you wanna share that with other people, or just keep for yourself. Games for example, stories in your, you know, fanfics, whatever. And usually like we all have like something on the head as well, right? Whenever we like hear some music, or have like some concepts in our minds, there's like something of an anime opening playing in our mind, you know, like a music video. But something this will never come to fruition, probably. But if you develop like the necessary skills to make this actually come true, then it can be possible, but just needs like, I say like just, but you know, like the amount of effort you have like to put in for those. Some people are like handicapped this way. Some people are like not able to lose, like they don't have limbs for example, you know, for example, like hands to like work smoothly. Some can't. Some have like conditions, maybe they're blind, maybe they're deaf, you know, like things that can like limit your ability to create in the first place. But still there are people like who push on, move on, and break like past that. I saw like in television and a documentary or so that there's like for example a woman, you know, with like no arms, but she works as an artist, you know, and how she does that is like using her mouth, you know, like having the brush in her mouth, picking like things up, you know, and like doing that. She can even cook and everything, you know, and it's like a mother, you know, like takes care of our son, and it's like quite amazing what you can do, you know, with those limitations. Especially thinking about the age of like generative AI, you know, like with images. It like puts more and more into perspective, you know, like with hard work. Of course, there's always someone better than you, right? Like Asian, probably an Asian, right? But still, being able to like put in the hard work, working your ass off to create something, this is much more respected than using a shortcut like that, right? Which is also like not really the best way, since like AI, for example, steals artwork, right? And some people like just sharing it for fun, you know, like people who like draw fanfics or who write fanfics, people who like do music, you know, or do art, draw, animate. Some people just do it for fun, share like their progress online. Hey, this day 1, this day 2, this day 3, you know, just like growth. Something like that. To be honest, a lot of people are like into seeing the end product, you know, the end result. It's like understandable how people like just want to like see things finished, but there's also like a lot of charm into seeing the humble beginnings, you know, like for example, like whole life VTubers, Amane Kanata. I drew her like in the last stream. She was like poor, and then they had like to share rooms, you know, like Kanata was like there was like whole house with Suisei, Kanata, and like Kyo Koko, for example. And now they're not poor anymore, you know, they're like stars. idols. They're like famous. They have money now. And this feels like really like earned. Like to see that your support, you know, has paid off. Or like your hard work. Maybe like your own kind of personal struggle. Or like you follow someone and support them on the way. This is like kind of cool. To be honest, like in the current age, you know, we can get like stuff like validation, compliments, likes, really easy. Like the reward comes like pretty early. But it's like not quite like it's not quite like the way brain is like used to, you know, instant validation. And can like make things like interaction farming for likes. It can really slow you down. Like, yeah, you can raise the numbers of your followers, you can raise the numbers of like likes you get on your post, but if I gonna ask you now, the year's like almost over now. We're like December. We're gonna approach next year. What have you accomplished? Was raising the numbers on a post really that worth it? You know? What does it help when you get likes? Did you even accomplish something? You know? In a sense, maybe yes, you know, numbers rise up, but looking long term, will it help you in any way? I sometimes have like to think about before I like post something online. Even if it's just like a simple reply to someone. That I don't like try to be that kind of person. Like things about cloud being popular, it's not really important. If I can be like that by just being myself, it's cool, you know? But if I have like to play a character, yeah, it's not really like what I like prefer to do, you know? I could like try to tip my, you know, toes into like a little bit into in the water, you know? Just like approach like the surface level. But overall, not really wanting to go that far. Sometimes it's better to like not try it in the first place. Open knowledge. Or like things that are like really against your nature. For the most part I draw like chibi, right? I don't always like draw seriously. But when it's like important, then yeah, of course I'm gonna draw something more seriously. There's always like a time place for like things, you know? You don't always have like to be popular, Mr. Nice Guy. Or like the rage beta, class clown. Whatever. But the thing is like just be yourself is also like not the thing. You know, there's always time place for like certain roles to take. If you're like in public, you know, being awkward, making people feel like unwell, like uncomfortable, yeah, like just try to not be an asshole, you know. But also, if you try to be like a good person, don't be like too assertive, you know. Just do what you can. Like you have only so much power available, you know. So much energy. Okay, how long has the stream been? About 2 hours, I think. Yeah. It's like not bad with the progress so far. I'm like on my emote number 11. We have already this much progress. Okay, this I call like cheer. I think I can like draw one more, and then from there I will like end the stream, I suppose. I think from here I could like maybe draw on like badges, but I'm gonna like see how I'm gonna do that with different levels. Not really like familiar with that, but I can like take like some references here and there. Like not reference, but I'm gonna look like how people like do it. Like maybe when you freshly join in, a month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. Could like maybe go for that, like for 1 year, and then like in the next year, like it's called anniversary, you know. I'm gonna draw more from there on. Can do something like that. Maybe I can do something like 2 year or like maybe 1.5 years, you know, something like that. But so far the loadout here is like not so bad. I could like the excited one. How do I do this? There's like the smug emote. In the top left. But do I try like with the Keikagudori something like Yagami? But nah. Oh, okay, what else? What do I have in my mind? Maybe I don't know. Can I do something like this? It can work, yes. Let me think. Let me think. I've drawn like quite a bit in the back in the days, but still like some things I could like add more as well. You know, when you have like so many choices, but you can like only pick like so many out of there, you know? There's like not enough there. Nah, let's not. Let's not. Okay, let me think. What do I have already? I have a smug. I have a wave. I have like excitement. I have like a pro. I have a pock jam, more or less, with the cheer. There's like one angry emote, there's one sleepy emote. There's like one sobbing, there's like one kekakudori, kind of. There's like one shock, there's one cheer. So like, the main emotions like happiness, angriness, sadness. Let me check my most used emotes on Discord. I use the praying emoji. I use handshake a lot and thumbs up. Let's use the praying emoji. Praying emoji, yeah. Praying emoji might be good. Like in that case. No, something like with the doja thing, I think, you know? It's like the doja when you input like the praying emote like in there. But here I can actually draw it. Yeah, let's use it, praying emoji. Praying emote. Nah, it's kind of dumb. It's like, do it with closed eyes, yeah. Silly, silly. Let's make it like... yeah. Like something like this. Okay. And then I make it like with closed eyes. Keep it simplistic. I kinda like that, I kinda like it, okay. The thing is, I like to use the praying emoji a lot of times, and then I use like sparkle emojis as well. I could make a combination, but I think like this can be used in multiple ways, you know? Or I believe in you, or like when there's like a difficult boss enemy, you know, or like difficult kind of partner video game, then you know, there's like one way to show silent support, you know? Or you can use that, be like, oh, kanshashimasu, thank you so much, bless, and then you use this emote. It's like, you can use it multiple ways. I was also like thinking back in the days, maybe like a clapping emote, you know, but gotta like see, you know. For now, this is not bad. 12, in theory, is like the number of completeness, you know. 12 is a good limit for now. And maybe if I have more time, I'm gonna draw more. Okay, but let me zoom a little bit out. Actually, zoom in again. Also gonna like see if it's like looks okay, and if I like mirror it, yes, it's okay. I say like things of a difficult part in the game, but there's just so many like uses, you know. Gacha rolls when, oh please, 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 pray, 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 you know. Hope it works. Onegai shimasu, you know. Onegai shimasu, yeah. I really like those. I really like to use a praying emoji. And now we have an emote for that, a custom one. Gonna see how I do this. You could also like do some effects, but don't need that. So let's see. It's really simplistic. I'm gonna make sure that I use like the whole space for that, as much as possible. So I can like adjust the size for that. The energy is like there. A lot of emphasis on the hands. I don't need to draw them like correctly. I can like make it more bigger. Yeah, actually I used the sparkle effects as well. Sparkle, sparkle. Alright. Those are like 12 different emojis that have been like drawn in the stream. Upsala. Where did it disappear to? Can I close it? But there's like 12 different ones that I have like drawn. There's like still space for more. Of course, there's still space for more. But for now, it has not been bad for like 2 hours and 30 minutes, you know, to like brainstorm a little bit what could have been drawn here. But yeah, any case, thank you for watching this. And like for those who gave like suggestions, also appreciate that. In any case, I wish you all a nice rest of the day, evening or good night, whatever time zone in the world you all are. And with that, I'm gonna say bye bye.